Rock and roll has always been more than music. It's rebellion, chaos, and freedom. But behind the flashing lights and screaming crowds, there's a side few ever see. The cost of living life at full volume. Last Rites pulls back the curtain on one of rock's most notorious figures, a man who burned through fame, addiction, heartbreak, and redemption, and somehow lived to tell the tale. If you love stories of legendary lives, wild eras, and lessons carved from chaos, click the link in the description for more powerful breakdowns of music, fame, and human resilience. This is not a sanitized autobiography. Last Rites is raw confession. It's the story of a man who broke every rule in the name of sound, freedom, and survival. From smoky backstage rooms to hotel room breakdowns, from chart-topping success to near-death silence, the book chronicles the highs and lows of a rock and roll life that refused to follow the script. He writes with brutal honesty about the addiction that nearly destroyed him, the nights lost to excess, the mornings filled with regret, and the friends buried too soon. But beneath the chaos lies something deeper, a search for meaning in the noise. He admits that fame didn't heal his pain, it only amplified it. Yet amid the destruction, there's also redemption. The same fire that drove him to self-destruction becomes the force that pulls him back. He finds clarity in music again, connection in silence, and peace in the one thing fame could never give him: forgiveness. Quick reminder, if this story of transformation and truth hits you, subscribe for more deep, cinematic storytelling about real lives, hard lessons, and the power of redemption. Last Rites isn't just about rock and roll. It's about being human. It's about what happens when you push every boundary, live without limits, and then realize the greatest challenge is learning how to live after the storm. He talks about the loneliness that comes when the crowd fades, the search for identity when the music stops, and the rediscovery of purpose in the most unexpected places. There are moments of humor, regret, and brutal self-awareness, all told in the raw, poetic tone of someone who's been to hell and back and now wants to tell you what it looked like. The book's greatest lesson isn't about music or fame or money. It's about survival and how every fall carries a chance to rise again. It reminds us that no matter how wild the ride gets, there's always a moment when you have to face yourself and ask, what's left when the noise fades? Who are you when the lights go out? The rock and roll Hellraiser, who once lived for chaos, now writes about balance, love, and gratitude. The same man who once screamed to the world now whispers a truth that hits even harder. Peace is louder than applause. Last Rites is a final confession, but also a victory lap. It's the story of a survivor who turned destruction into art, addiction into awareness, and fame into wisdom. If you were moved by this journey from rebellion to redemption, subscribe and share this video, because even legends fall, but the ones who rise again become something more than famous. They become free.